Maybe, I don't know. Okay, 26, 27 is all about triangle sum. So first we're going to talk about how to classify triangles. So first way, if you look at this column on your page, you have equilateral, isosceles, and scalene. Okay, good. We've seen those before. These are all words to classify triangles by their sides. So if you got any room up here, or maybe to the side, this is how we classify triangles according to side lengths. Okay? All right, so what's equilateral mean? Inside is a little picture on the equilateral. Yeah, you can see all the tick marks on there. It's very small, so you're going to have to look hard. But an equilateral triangle has 3 congruent sides. Equilateral has 3 congruent sides. And we see that word equal to help us remember that they are all equal, equilateral. Okay, next word is isosceles. If you have an isosceles triangle, look at your picture, it'll help you. Isosceles has how many? 2. Now, be careful here. I don't know why, but they get real picky with this definition. This is at least 2 congruent sides. So isosceles triangle has at least 2 congruent sides. All right, so why am I picky on you putting at least? Because is this triangle up here that had all 3 sides, would that also be classified as isosceles? Yes. Does that one have at least 2 congruent sides? Yes, it does. So it could also be called isosceles. More specifically, it's equilateral. All right, now the last word. What if you have no equal sides? Scalene. So scalene is a triangle that has no congruent sides. Okay, notice the key word in all 3 of those things that we just talked about. The key word was that and sides. All those words were about the sides, how the sides are on a triangle. When you look for sides, aren't you looking for tick marks on the sides? I think you should make a note of that too. Sides means tick marks on sides. Tick marks on the sides. So if you're asked to classify according to the sides, you got to look at the tick marks. Okay, now the other part is talking about classifying by angles. So if you want to classify by angles, you're going to look at the tick marks where? Inside, right? The tick marks in the angles. So this is classifying by angles. That means you look at angle marks. So these words over here are all by angles. That means you look at angle marks. Okay, if we call a triangle acute, that means, we already talked about acute meaning from 0 to 90 degrees, right? Okay, so if you call a triangle acute, that means all 3 angles are acute. So open that up. An acute triangle has 3 acute angles. 3 acute angles. An acute triangle has 3 acute angles. Okay, a right triangle has, right triangle is the next one. Everybody see that tick mark right there? Remember what that means? 90 degrees. So a right triangle has 1 right angle. Now, I told you 1 right angle. Could you possibly have more than 1 right angle?
Yes.
In a triangle? No. No, because 90 plus 90 is 180, and then you have too much, right? Triangles add to 180. Okay, next one. An obtuse triangle has 1 obtuse angle. So likewise, the same thing. 1 obtuse angle. Let me show you a little shortcut. If I ask you if an angle's obtuse and things are drawn to scale, how much is the corner of my paper?
Right angle.
Yeah, it's a right angle. So what you can do is you can line this up with that bottom edge at this edge and this edge have to get lined up. And if you line them up, can you all see that that white part sticks out a little bit right there? So that means that that angle at the bottom, the white angle, is bigger than 90 degrees. So that's a little shortcut. Use the corner of your paper for a 90-degree angle. All right, and then the last word is equiangular. Notice it's not equilateral, it's equiangular. So what do you think equiangular means? Yeah, an equiangular triangle has three congruent angles. Three congruent angles. Okay, now we're just going to practice classifying down here. So it says classify by sides and by angles. So I'm looking for two different words here. Okay, so number one is, hang on, is that by sides or is that by angles? Sides. So sides is equilateral, good job. Okay, acute I would take for angles. Anything else I would take? Equiangular, very good. So that one has a couple words to describe it. Okay, let's try number two. How about just by sides? Okay, are you all ready or are you still writing? Sorry, guys. So number two, sides are two sides, so it's isosceles. Okay, see what you think about the angles. Before you yell it out, think on this one. You might even do the trick that I showed you. You got the, yeah, you got your opener sitting around. Does it have a 90-degree angle? Yeah, does that angle look obtuse to anybody down there? Okay, so if I take my pink corner of my paper and I try to line it up, now be careful, you can't just go like this. Do y'all see what the problem is with that? Yeah, there's spaces. You have to line up an edge to an edge. So there, now I lined up an edge to an edge. Does it stick out? Yeah, so that means it is an obtuse angle. Nobody's impressed by my magic trick? Y'all like that? I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, the last one. We need by sides and we need by angles. Brennan, how about a sides word? Any tick marks? Look in left column. No tick marks. Other column, dear. No, I said by sides. Scalene, very good. No, scalene, no tick marks. Okay, Lamont, how about by angles? A right. So that is a scalene right triangle. Very good. Scalene right.